doing work who has something that they would like to share, just be connected and know what's going on, to create a monthly platform to do so. So with that said, our agenda today, I did send this out, I believe yesterday evening. We have representatives from Alliance Health, the Living Archives Library Project, Galilee Ministries, and have a few events we want to share with the general community about events coming up in the next 5 to 6 weeks. With that said, John, I will turn it over to you.
Well, great, Greg, and good afternoon, everyone. I know some of you, but just I'm really honored to be here and just have an opportunity to speak very briefly about Alliance Health and why I thought it was important to be on the call today. I am a community impact specialist with Alliance Health. Just a very brief and general understanding of what we do. We are known as a managed care organization. Simply put, we're a health insurance entity that's a quasi-state government organization in North Carolina that serves individuals that receive primarily Medicaid, but also people that are uninsured or underinsured. And we're really a health insurance company that currently is managing health care for individuals that have behavioral health needs. So that would encompass people that have mental illness, developmental disabilities, substance use and addiction, and traumatic brain injury. I'm not here today to sell insurance, but more importantly, to let you know in North Carolina, the way we're structured is that there's 4 of us managed care organizations, and it's important for our community to understand access to resources, especially for those individuals that would be eligible to receive our services. We're dealing with individuals with acuity levels are medium acuity to high acuity levels. So, we are working with individuals. If you think of those folks, it could be somebody that has autism, where it's maybe a more profound case of autism, or someone with mental illness. You might, even correlate that to someone that might have bipolar disorder or be diagnosed with schizophrenia or major depression. And of course, we just now, as of April in Mecklenburg, are serving individuals that receive a traumatic brain injury on or after their 18th birthday. And that's important because Alliance Health is the only health plan currently that's able to offer those services for individuals. So what I really wanted to do, and I'll put in the chat, is provide everyone with Alliance's access line, which is our customer service line. And we also manage a behavioral health crisis line as well. And these are resources for our community to be able to access us. We also want to be great partners in the community when it comes to helping out our caregivers, our families, individuals that are, impacted with circumstances involving their children's or their friends, or, just someone that is needing services but really doesn't understand. So we do have on our team individuals that are known as member inclusion specialists that work to help as navigators to family members, individuals alike, to help them understand the system, which, to be perfectly frank, is very confusing and daunting, especially if you're trying to figure out what to do next. So we want to be a good neighbor. We want to be able to help people navigate the waters and at least position them where they need to be at the greater, at the bigger picture, because again, it gets to be quite confusing. So it was just an opportunity. I spoke with Greg last week. Really, interested. We've done work in the east side of Mecklenburg and just want to have good relations and be a good neighbor and be a good resource to you. So I'll put my contact information as well. If you'd like to have any, follow-up, I'd love to have that conversation. And that's about it for me, Greg. I just wanted to, have a quick little overview there.
Thank you, John. Any questions for John or about Alliance's work before we move forward? All right. Well, thank you so much, John. I will ensure, because I have your contact that I'm gonna send out as part of the follow-up meeting as well. Follow-up email, excuse me.
That's fine. I'll just put in the our customer service line and our behavioral health crisis line if that's okay. I can put that in
Yeah,
the
that'd be
chat.
great. Please do.
Okay,
Please
great.
do.
Thank you.
Please do. Thank you. Alrighty, Debbie.
Well, first, let me thank you for making that nice slide. That does make this so much easier. Thank you for that. I'm really glad to be here. I'm often on the MEC, I'm usually on the MEC calls as well. I just really wanted to reach out specifically to Charlotte East because when we started this project, this was something that MEC had pulled together, and I came to a couple of those meetings, and Charlotte East has been very involved in the Living Archives project. Including Diego, who's on this call, who was, I'll tell you more about his contribution in a minute. But the Living Archives is it was a project from the Charlotte Mecklenburg Library, JCSU, Levine Museum, and Duke University's Center for Documentary Studies. And the idea was that we would be collecting and preserving the stories of Mecklenburg residents through the pandemic in perpetuity at the library. And we aimed to collect 200 stories of that historic moment, focusing specifically on Black, Hispanic, Asian, and Indigenous people, and collecting from those communities in the proportions that they live here in Mecklenburg County. We have been really fortunate. We've had amazing partners, including LAC, Latin American Coalition, La Coalición, and Camino, and many other great partners, including Children of the World Preschool, which is also on the east side. And so we've collected over 350 stories, which is fantastic. And these are stories where people share sort of the fullness of who they are and who they are in community and how they've managed and coped with the pandemic. And so we were so moved by these stories that we have created a series of traveling exhibits. And these exhibits we have many different locations that they're existing in. Right now, we've already had several displays already. We selected 24 of our storytellers, one of whom is Diego. And we created really cool displays with their pictures, a scan where you can watch a piece of their video, bios, photos, and they're on these very cool looking pillars. And right now the exhibit is at Independence Branch Library, and I think it's still at West, maybe. Yeah, it's still at West until April 15th, and then it will be at University City and Independence, and then it will move from Independence to Marion Deal Center, and then on and then it'll move to South Boulevard. And each one of these exhibits has an event that accompanies it. So I wanted to make sure that you all knew about 2 events on the east side specifically that are coming up. The first is Friday at Independence Boulevard. There's an event where you can check out the exhibit itself, but then there'll be a panel that features Maria Cardarelli from Children of the World Preschool, as well as Nina Tran and Jaiden Williams. And they are both patrons at Independence and live on the east side. And they'll be talking about their experiences. There'll be food there. It's free of charge. It's from 1 to 3 o'clock on Friday. And then we were supposed to reveal, one of the things we're really excited about is we have commissioned a mural of our storytellers. And that's going to be on the wall of Lion Services on Tran and Sugar Creek. And we're really excited. It's going to be amazing. Local artist Abel Jackson's been working on it. It looks beautiful. We were going to have a reveal tomorrow, a big event, but of course, because of the weather, we have now rescheduled it for the following Thursday, the 18th. So you were all invited to join us for that. And I will put the links to all of those things in the chat. I would strongly urge you to register for events before you come. So for example, the mural reveal, if you register, you will get a ticket for a free lunch at one of the food trucks that will be there. So do come. 2 more quick things. The event at South Boulevard on May 4th to be aware of. That is an event that is designed for people for whom Spanish is their first language. It is going to be a bilingual event. It's going to have a game show. It's going to be super fun, actually. So if you have people that you think, and there'll be food served there as well. We hope you'll come. We hope you'll learn more about it and listen. It's something like, I think almost 60 of our interviews were done in Spanish. And then the last event that I want to bring your attention to is May 16th at 6 o'clock. That is a countywide event. It's going to be at Discovery Place. It's the finale event. It's going to be really fun. Hannah Hassan is going to be there as a storyteller. We're in the middle of choosing a bunch of other artists. We're going to have food from Banh Mi Brothers up in the university area. The entire first floor of Discovery Place will be open and available. Kids are welcome, not just allowed, but they are welcome and encouraged to come. Anybody, we hope to have the mayor there. I know that several city councilmen will be there and school board members. There won't be nearly as much fun though as the artists that we're going to have there. So, and the entire traveling exhibit will be there. And we hope you'll come because it's been an incredible experience. And we're really grateful to the community for being a part of this project and helping make it happen. I put my contact info in there. Feel free to reach out with any questions, and I'll be quiet now.
No, Debbie, thank you so much. And just to clarify, so folks, if they want to stay on the east side to go to the Independence one, it is this Friday from 1 to 3, and then there will be another event next Thursday
That's right.
at
That
Independence.
No, that one will be at Lion Services where you can see the mural. We've painted
Oh,
the
okay.
mural on the wall of Lion Services, but that's on the east side. That's on at 4600 Tryon, which is around Sugar Creek.
All righty. Well, thank you very much. Any
Thank
questions
you.
for Debbie? All right.
I was going to show the video, but I decided there were too many things to talk through.
No problem.
And I'll
Please,
put a link to a project video so you can take
yeah,
a look.
please do, and I'll send it out. Thank you.
Thanks.
Righty, Miss Betty, we have a brief update about the grow towers at Galilee and how the community can come in and take advantage of the fresh produce. Are you with us, Betty? Oh, Betty, you're on mute.
Okay.
Here you go.
We have 3 towers, and the vegetables that we grow are grown with rock wool instead of soil, and they're watered every 30 minutes. And so right now that's in full growth. Our thyme, our basil, oregano. We just seeded some sage. We have mint, just seeded some spearmint, and different types of lettuce and kale. So, and parsley. So I would just encourage you that if you're around, or near us, there's someone there that can help you or show you how to harvest them, usually Monday through Thursday from 10 to 1. But for sure, I'm usually there Tuesdays from about 12:30 to 3, and Thursdays from about 10 to 1. But whoever is there would be able to assist you. So I would just encourage you to just come and partake. We'll have plastic bags for you to take as much as you want, because the more folks harvest them, the faster they grow. And so I just wanted to bring you up to date and welcome everyone. Now, if you're not sure of anything, I'd say call Galilee, and I think I put the phone number in the chat at 704-900-5210. I know I put the address, but I'm not sure about the telephone number. But please just come on by and just take what you want. It continues to grow. And that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you.
Thank you, Betty. And for those unfamiliar with Galilee, they're right across the street from House of Pizza, essentially on Central. It's a phenomenal community resource that we have at the east side that, in addition to these grow towers, they offer a lot of space for community meetings and just gatherings. So thank you, Betty, so much for sharing that. And I absolutely am going to come by. Probably, you said next week? Or when?
Anytime. You can come by anytime. I'll be there tomorrow for sure, from
Okay.
about 9:30 to 1 probably.
Okay. Okay. All righty. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. We have two upcoming East Side Earth Day events that were put on my radar to be able to highlight. I can speak to the one on the right. So this is the third time Charlotte East, I believe, has partnered with Sustain Charlotte and AARP to do a Earth Day celebration stream cleanup at Campbell Creek. It's a really fun event in the morning. We meet and gather in front of the Hindu Center. The Sustain Charlotte will have hip waders and grabbers. They have a limited supply though of the trash grabbers and the gloves. So if you're interested, please bring gloves if you can. But it's just a fun morning walking up and down the greenway, picking up trash, going into the creek, picking up trash. I will say that we had two events last year. One was Earth Day, and Maureen, when was the second one? Do you remember? It was sometime in the fall or the summer.
It was in August, because I came to the
Oh,
one in
Venetia, that's
August.
right. I remember it was warm, but I will say if I remember like correctly, the second cleanup, it was significantly cleaner. The second time that we went through, which is a huge success. When you do trash pickups and there's not a lot of trash, I mean that's still a good thing. So I will say please join us if you can. It's a family friendly event. I mean, bring your kids, bring your strollers. It's accessible. Stay for as long as you can and just enjoy and partake in a beautiful morning. I will send the registration link with the follow-up email to this meeting. And Maureen, I don't know, do you want to speak a little bit on the museum event or just general notice about it?
Just the general notice, because I know I'm actually volunteering with Sustain Charlotte to promote the CRTC. So just a vendor, and I don't know really other than that, the details of what the History Museum, but that's what I understood that's going on.
Okay, yeah, so on April 20th, right, like the History Museum, talk about another place that's really on the east side become really reinvented themselves again as a cornerstone of the East community and holding a lot of community events. I know they've done multiple invasive species removals on site recently, and on April 20th, they're partnering with Clean Air NC, I think is the essentially the sponsor organization for a full day celebration. So I'll send this link as well, but if you want to stop by on Earth Day, it's another opportunity for you to do so. So events both of the next two Saturdays. All right, and this is a follow-up, and this is not the official flyer. I was working on it earlier and was like, let me just have a graphic for this meeting. But I'm really excited about this. So on May 18th, the plans are coming together very nicely, and I mentioned this at last meeting, but we are having and facilitating a multi-site agriculture day on May 18th at 3 of our partner CMS schools. The whole window will be from 10 to excuse me, it's supposed to be 10 to 2. Again, this flyer is not done. Mary Oaks International Academy, the impetus for this, all of these 3 schools have school-based agriculture programs, right? Where they're growing produce, they have gardens, they have farms that are like, they have a CMS staff person who runs this and works with the kids to run these programs. So at Mary Oaks, they're getting funding to construct like a more robust farm. So that was kind of the impetus for this event. We said, let's do a partner event to celebrate this. So on May 18th at Mary Oaks, we'll be having a petting zoo. There will be a produce giveaway with the bulb. We'll be having a food truck come out, and there will be farm and garden programming. So the Extension Gardener Service, we are hopeful that the Carolina Farm Trust will be able to join us. We have a number of other agriculture-based partners. Concurrently at Eastway Middle, there will be a community resource fair that is open to anyone if you would like to table. I know we're trying to finalize our partner list by this Friday. But the Soil and Water, there will be a mobile classroom there, and their school-based agriculture program will be open as well to tour. And at the latter half of the day at Garinger High School, we will be doing a plant sale and a tour of their aquaponics setup. So the goal being, right, like attend all 3 sites, check out the different resources available, but particularly at Eastway, I think they have 30 partners already identified who will be in attendance that day, is to really connect particularly our newcomer community with resources catered to our immigrant, refugee, and newcomer community is what those folks at Eastway are coordinating. But the through line being an agricultural day. I'm super excited about this. The flyers are going to go out in an event link at the latter half of next week. But please just keep the date on your calendar. And if you would like to have a table at either Eastway or Mary Oaks being really the central agricultural piece, but Eastway being more the community resource piece, please let me know.
Greg, something that caught my attention on the history museum. I think it said it runs till 8 p.m. and it's 4 p.m.
It's 4?
Yeah, I thought 8 they don't stay open that late.
Yeah, it did seem like a long day. So this was from their website. So it's
Yeah.
4 p.m. Okay.
Yeah, just
I'll make that correction on when I send it out.
Yeah.
Alrighty, we have about 20 minutes left for an open forum. So I know we have a good sized number of people on the call today. So I'd like to go ahead and open it up to anyone who would like to share some information or news. I know our friends from the Latin American Coalition have quite a few very exciting events coming up. So Diego, I actually am going to put you on the spot if you'd like to just share some of the dates and events that y'all have coming up.
Yeah, hi, how you doing, everybody? I want to share with you, we are going to have a newcomers resource fair, and it is going to be open to the public from 12 to 2. I can share a link. They need to register. So if you know any families who will take advantage of access to healthcare, a lot of community clinics are coming, and they will have access to and information about these clinics. Also, we are going to have 2 organizations talking about immigration. So if you know anybody, please let me know. And sharing with everybody, I am going to put it in the chat. On April 28th, we are going to have the Charlotte Symphony Orchestra is going to come and play in our building. It is a community event from 1 to 7, I believe. We are going to have different activities, different Project Harmony is going to play. If you don't know what Project Harmony is, they play like a symphony, but with the elementary school little kids, it is just beautiful to see them playing big instruments. And we are going to enjoy this community event on that day. You can register for free tickets. We appreciate any donation you can give it to us, but it is a free ticket event. And I think I know I have another event coming, but I can share it with you, Greg.
Please do. And the resource fair is this weekend?
The resource fair, yes, it's April 13th. There are going to be donations, vitamins, clothes, but more important than that, it is access to, I think we are going to have like 4 or 5 community clinics coming to one place so people can have access to healthcare. And plus, they can get information about our virtual clinic, which is in place in our building.
Wonderful. Thank you. I'm very much looking forward.
What time is the meeting? Sorry.
Excuse me?
What time is the newcomers resource fairs?
Open to the public, it will be from 12 to 2. They can come anytime, and I can share that link with all of you.
I'm extremely excited about the symphony event. I know y'all are pushing out the promotion on social media pretty heavily right now. It's going to be a phenomenal event. So, thanks for putting the link in there, Diego, and I will push that out again. And if you have not gotten your tickets, please do so, because I think this will be really one of the first times in a long time that we've had this kind of a size community gathering, especially for free on Central Avenue. So I'm extremely excited about the community that's going to be built that day.
And we appreciate a lot of prayers, good energies. And if you believe in blowing to the wind so we won't have any rain, please, we accept anything you can share with us.
Thank you, Diego. Okay. Anybody else that would like to share anything? Susanna, is there anything that you would like to share from the United Way of Greater Charlotte?
Not really, but thank you so much. I'm glad can be part of this meeting, and I am really thankful to see a lot of partners with us here. Venitra and Mandalay and Charlotte East have joined United Way as one of our quarterbacks. And we're always looking, if you want information about our grants, United Neighborhoods, how can we help you, or maybe if you want to know how are we doing place-based work, you can contact me. Greg has all my information. I think he knows where I live. No, I'm just kidding. But he has all the information available for anything you guys need.
And I will just say this, and I'm not just saying this because you're funding us. I would say this anyway. But the work that the United Way has done this year, in the past few years, in terms of the shifting funding model to place-based services, it has moved the needle and filled the gaps in our communities where government and other private agencies have been unable to do for years. And if you're not following the United Way's work and what they're doing through both their United Neighborhoods and Unite Charlotte initiatives, I would strongly encourage that you do so, even if you're looking for like comprehensive lists of other partners doing phenomenal work in some of the same spaces that we're operating. The United Way has taken the charge in really addressing the true resident identified issues affecting the social determinants of health in our communities, and just very grateful to be part of the United Way's work this year. So please check them out. And again, if you're interested in learning more, I'll be happy to connect you with Susanna. All right, Diego, thank you for the Diego, I don't know if the link came through.
One of the things that I want to add is that to apply for our grant, you can be a faith-based nonprofit. You don't have to be non-faith. You can be a faith-based organization if you would like to apply for our grants as well.
Yeah, there are quite a few, right? There are actually quite a few. I was surprised when being part of the cohort, like how many faith-based there are. Got it, Diego. Thank you. All right. Anybody else before we end the call?
I'm David Klutz. I'm at Holy Trinity.
Hey, David.
You're on the plaza. Hi, Greg. I just wanted to mention to the whole group, and I'll put something in the chat, and I'll be able to provide. Maybe Greg, I could use you as a resource to send information to. We're having a lunch and learn here on May 5th. That's a Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock. And the focus of this is affordable housing and other things that have to do with affordable housing. And we'll have a panel discussion. I'll have two people here from Roof Above, one person that handles our outreach mission team, and then let me look at something here. I can probably pull it up on the screen and maybe even get it on the chat. A staff person with the city of Charlotte is Miles Vaughn, and he's of the housing and neighborhood services part. And they'll form a panel, those two people and our person with outreach. and the focus is sort of broad, is inclusivity, affordable housing, and serving the unhoused and the food insecure. And so that's sort of part of our outreach. And I'm hopeful. I've invited other pastors and members of their congregation, other faith-based, right here in the Plaza Midwood area. And of course, anyone is welcome. But I'm working on a Google Doc so people can let me know they're coming, so we get a head count of because it's a lunch and learn. So we'll provide, and there's no cost to it. We'll provide a light lunch and beverage, and for that to open up the panel discussion. And it's sort of a precursor to, I think on May 30th, I think that's a Thursday evening. There's a summit that the city of Charlotte's putting on about affordable housing. And they're linked to faith-based development initiative that I guess actually the mayor established that in January of 2024, this past January. So it's just to learn about what's going on, and that's the purpose of it. And I'm going to copy a little blurb here and put it in the chat, and then I'll get you more information, Greg, later on of what people need to do if they want to attend. That's May 5th.
Okay. All right. I will, if y'all could get me any information by close of business, well, it's only like an hour, but by this evening at some point, so I can send it out tomorrow morning, the email distribution list. If anybody wants to send any links, not just you, David, but anybody who wants to share something, please get that to me. I already have the stuff from the folks who were on the agenda this afternoon. So thank you, David. That's really exciting to hear. What's the address of the church?
It's 1900 The Plaza.
Okay.
So I just put that in the chat of what it's all about. And I'm going to create a Google Doc. I won't have that finished until early next week, but you can send that out to people. And that's the only way, just so I can have a head count, because when we have people around the town that are hungry, we don't need to be wasting food. So I don't want to overbuy or underbuy. I'd rather underbuy than overbuy for this event.
Oh, nice, Joe Hamby and that's a good panel right there.
Yeah.
Really good panel. Okay.
So I hope it helps people. I hope it encourages some enthusiasm about what we need to be doing, not just in the faith-based community, but the whole neighborhood. And I think I've linked in the Plaza Midwood homeowners with this, and they'll be sending stuff out. And I don't want to beg for too much, but I hope I'm overwhelmed with numbers of people that show up, and I have to go to somebody for a grant to pay for it.
We will absolutely shoot this out for you on May 5th.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, thank you, David. Thank you.
And I'm hopeful it won't really last a long time. I want to just get the basic elements, because the city of Charlotte's going to be putting on that summit about 3 weeks later on May 30th. So we'll be in the realm of what's possible.
All righty. Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Hey, Greg, it's John.
Hey, John.
Just wanted to get your input. I know you maintain a listserv that you just referenced. I also have one as well that has approximately 178 individual stakeholders in Mecklenburg County on it. And on a regular basis, I get information that's, I think, good information that we just share amongst that group. I mean, and Greg, you're on that too. So if there's ever anything that comes that you think that should be, just pay it forward type thing, send it out. I'd be more than happy to do it. I don't want to distribute something that individuals aren't comfortable with, of course, but it's all stakeholders from health department, DSS, law enforcement, just a wide range of stakeholders. So it could be other, organizations, health, faith-based, different organizations that's on that. And it keeps growing. So again, if you think there's relevance, just let me know. I'd be more than happy to, pay it forward and send out the information too, as well.
Will do. Thank you, John. Thank you. Alrighty, y'all. Anything else before we dismiss for the afternoon? Alrighty. Well, thank you all so much for joining. I will send this, the video of this and the meeting minutes out tomorrow morning. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon.
Thanks.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
All right.